Hi guys, it's me again, and today I'm bringing the update for peripheral. Also at the same time, unblockable attacks, unblockable hits, and unblockable, undodgeable hits gonna be updated too. So grab those ones, okay? And basically for those ones that doesn't know what peripheral is a mod that led to Parry, basically every project, every attack if you want it, and not if you want, but if you manage to parry. And not only for the player, but for NPCs. So if you can block, it can parry. It's basically that. And you also have a lot of functions, of new functions and stuff to do. So, for example, now what we have, it is some new stuff that we're gonna showcase. Okay, so peripheral. What's it gonna do? On peripheral, what we have now it is restore your parry. The commitment we also had already. The effects got changed. Not the effect itself, but you don't need the ASP anymore. GFG is what's gonna use it. But also you can use bash instead of parry for projectiles, and also for the parry itself you can use the bash. Okay, you can use it. You can also close the parry when you stop blocking. You have some choices to it. But I'm gonna showcase a little bit of what we have now. We have basically more of the idea which we have on Dodge for All with lock behind perks. So you have basically all the stuff you can lock behind the perk, the reflect, the stagger, the parry itself. Also you can disable the parry with uh uh perk. So if you have the perk like the buff, you can use to disable it. And I'm gonna showcase a little bit of stuff what you can do. Okay, so the parry window, you also have the global, the active value. So the same as dodge for all the values you can change for global or active value. So you can progress with a global active value, any one that you want. And for those that doesn't know, this is to let you be able, if you're gonna do a skill perk tree, to manage to, for example, increase how much the health the parry restore, or even how much the window it is. You can increase the time window and stuff like that. Okay, but to showcase, you go now. I'm gonna do just a parry one, and you can see it. So what's happened is the effects, the parries. You can also disable the sound if you want, only on perfect if you want. So for example here, we're gonna just spamming. And if you want to not be able to spam, you just enable parry commitment, and then you have the parry commitment window itself. Okay. But another thing that I want to showcase is that instead of doing like the parry for the block, so for example, if I use bash and I need to time it on the bash, which is a lot more difficult, I think. It is easier for projectile, but for anything like that, you can see it. But that's basically it. You have bash if you don't want to use block it. And you can make, for example, if you want the bash to be able to reflect magic or projectile, you can. And also the block, you can choose the ones that you want. You can change the cost, you can change if you should reflect or not, if you're gonna use stamina, if you're gonna use any other thing. And also for NPC, so the same things for NPCs, you have the NPCs can parry, you have the rules for NPCs, which is the same base as always. You add a rule, you select a perk, and then the NPCs that had that perk gonna use the values of the rule. Okay. One more thing that I want to showcase is that because peripheral has the events of the parry, and also for the ones that got parry, you can make some stuff like using event listener to bring some effects. And what I mean by that, for example, if you want to cast a spell when you parry, and you can make a progress skill tree with that. So what's gonna happen is you're gonna do on event listening. Gonna go rules, and I think I have one here. I don't remember. Yeah, it is those two, those ones. So on peripheral, the description itself, you're gonna find the events for the parry and for the ones that got parried. Okay. So for example, here I create a rule that's gonna go happen on perfect parry. It has 100% of chance of happening, and you're gonna do shadow effects. But if I also want, for example, to to cast a spell, I can do it. And let's say I cast Fireball. I'm gonna do Fire Breath. I'm gonna do Fire Breath. Okay. I'm gonna enable it, and I'm gonna just change the parry. Yeah. To I want to also restore. I want to restore like 50% of health. Okay. So see it? That's what's gonna happen. You're gonna cast a spell when you do a parry, which is what happened there. But also if you want to change this for something like this, I was not restoring health because it was a normal parry, but just to showcase that it is working. If I want to do like this, I'm gonna like 31% health, but also want to showcase the event listen one on the one that got parried. This one got parried. It's gonna play a shadow effect, but also I want to cast a spell. No, I'm gonna cast a sound. Just gonna do sound, okay? And you can do any sound that you want. So, but just gonna showcase like this one. And it is enabled. Yeah, it is enabled. So let's just showcase of what you can do and the customization that you can create. Another other things that you also can do is, for example, it's more complex, but if you want to do it more, see on the event listener part, but there is about conditions. You can create conditions and also add perks. And by perks, you can do is make some effects, like for example, the cast of the spell only happen when you have the perk for it. So on here, on the perfect parry one, if I do not have this perk right now, it won't happen the shade effects, neither the spell. So you can create things to get not only complex, but also the way that you want. So you can see here you have some conditions that you can create. You don't have disable on this build, but a disable for if you have the perk that disable this one, you also can. So you can build really complex stuff, especially for its perk skill tree. One example of a perk skill tree that you can build is like the first perk, you gain the parry, you unlock the parry. Then let's say on the second one you unlock the perfect parry, and then on the third one you unlock the parry reflect. On the fourth skill you unlock like a spell when you parry a buff. You can use buff for that stuff too, but also you can use all the others for that. And just to finish another showcase, it is about the attacks that can be unblockable or parryable. It's basically the same because the unblockable one you can't parry. So if you want a mechanic that enable you to be able to make you want to dodge or something like that, you can use unblockable, which is gonna enable unblockable attacks, unblockable hits for the NPCs. So the NPCs have a chance, you can see here, chance of that attack to be unblockable one. So if you try to parry it or block it, oops. If you try to block or parry it won't work. But let me see if it is right. Enable it. 100% chance. Yeah. Let me just do a stagger. Stagger. Yeah. Could you please attack? Please? Could you? Yeah. So I broke the FX. It's fine, but you can see it was unblockable because it removed my block, and you also stagger. But because even if I tried to parry, that was not unblockable one. Oh, okay, I broke that. I definitely broke the unblockable ones. Yeah, I definitely broke that. You won't happen that when you test it, but for me, I will have to fix that. But yeah, that's what happened when I tested stuff when it happened. So that's the part that you guys don't see it. But yeah, I will have to fix it. So hope you guys enjoy it. Hope you guys have fun with. And also, if you like it, just endorse it. We have a lot of other stuff to coming and some new updates. So I'm doing live on YouTube, on Twitch, and hopefully see you guys there. Okay? And see you soon. God bless.